It's me, male teen, and my three other siblings. Jordan, 19 male, my twin brother Lewis, and my sister Bella, younger teen. Our parents got divorced 4 years ago. My dad was cheating on my mom. He came out and told her, so they split. We were all mad at my dad for a while, especially me, because we were always close, so it hurt knowing he did this. We didn't talk for a year. He said he'd give me space till I was ready. Then after that, we started talking again. He only had us a few days out of the week, but that changed a while back. My brother and my sister decided they didn't want to go with him at all, so they're at my mom's full time. He only sees them every other weekend. I'm the only one that wanted to get split custody, so 1 week with him, then 1 week mom, which they were all mad at. They still hate my dad for cheating. I get it, because I haven't looked at him the same, but I'm not mad anymore because it happened years ago. After they broke up, my mom started going out with my stepdad, Martin. They got married last year before lockdown, but he was already living with us for a long time. We don't talk much, but he's chill. They do more stuff with him than I do because they've had more time than me. And they like him a lot. I do too. Before Father's Day, my siblings and my mom came to me about a surprise they wanted to do for Martin. And the surprise was all of us changing our last names to his. I said, no, I like having my last name. They can do it obviously, but I'm not interested. That got everyone mad, especially my mom. She talks a lot of crap about my dad all the time, so she asked me why I still want to have the last name of a piece of crap. I told her he was still my dad. He cheated, but he still tries to be a good dad, so I don't hold that against him anymore. We have these fights whenever I'm going to his house, so I just got tired and ignored them. But they bugged me a lot about doing the change with them because it would mean a lot to Martin if we all did it. I wasn't even there for Father's Day. I went to my dad's, and they're mad I ruined it since they wanted it to be an everyone thing, and I'm the only one not changing my last name now. I don't know why they think I'm being an idiot for not wanting to change my last name just because of what my dad did a long time ago already. It is not like I consider Martin my dad. They're acting like I'm an idiot. So, am I? Not the idiot. While your dad was a bad husband to your mom, you consider him a good father. If you want to keep his last name, that's perfectly fine. Even if your dad was terrible to you, if you don't want to change your last name, you don't have to. Not the idiot. Your dad might have cheated, but your mother is the idiot for getting her kids in the middle of this. It's parental alienation. It is frankly bizarre that your siblings want to change their last name to Martin's, especially at their ages. It makes me wonder whether Martin is some sort of sociopath, or maybe your mom is. You should not apologize for keeping your father's last name. I suggest not discussing the matter with any of them again. Exactly. I get the impression that this isn't so much about showing love for Martin as it is hurting Dad. Mom needs some perspective. She is only hurting her kids in the long run by trying to alienate the kids from their father. As a divorced mom, it really upsets me to see parents use their kids as pawns to hurt their ex-spouse. Not the idiot. What will happen when Martin disappoints them or his relationship with your mom sours? What if Martin cheats on her in the future? I have a relative who was like this with their very blended family, basically pressing the kids to all change their last names until every one of them did, even though everyone's other bio parent was still alive. I always thought it was not healthy. Update. Am I the idiot for not wanting to change my last name like my siblings? Things kinda got worse since my first post. Everyone was hostile at home suddenly because I still didn't want to change my last name like they all were. My brothers being mean and my sis ignoring, then my mom being all cold and awful. Even Martin was actually different because now, quote, he sees that I don't want him to be family. I did think a lot, especially what lots of people are saying about parental alienation. I looked it up, and man, it's crazy. Just stuff clicked that my mom has been doing and how things are now. So in the end, I decided to tell my dad I don't want to be there anymore and told him what had been happening, like what my mom says. He knows about the name change. He's fine if everyone else wants to do it, but if I don't want to, he will not allow it. He and my mom got into a big fight over it. Then she got mad at me for involving him. Even more drama. We had a whole family meeting, so that's where I told my mom I don't want to be there if this is how they're always going to treat me. Rather be at my dad's where no one's yelling or treating me like crap. My dad kept asking if that was what I really wanted. Made me think about it a few more days, and I still felt the same. I'm here at my dad's already. Nobody wants to talk to me, but they're already going to see about changing the custody agreement. My mom says she won't force me to stay if I'd rather go live with trash, exactly like that. I'm trying not to let it get to me. At least now it's more peaceful. I'm glad I didn't let them force me to change my name. It's bad now, but at least I'm glad I'm not at that house anymore. I wanted to do this for a while, but I was too scared. But you guys were right. She would have been mad anyways, and nothing was going to make the situation better. So at least better to get out of there already. Thank you for showing me how messed up this whole situation has been and making me feel okay about still wanting to keep my name. And it's calmer here with my dad and his boyfriend at their place. Then she got mad at me for involving him. What? Is she mad that you told your parent that the other parent was being emotionally abusive? To be honest, your father might have been a bad husband to cheat, but your mother is a worse parent if she thinks that speaking to her child in this way is normal, because it isn't. Thankfully, you're out of that environment now. Don't blame yourself here. Blame them. They came up with that idea, and they were being abusive when you reacted in a completely rational way. Living with trash is an upgrade from that dumpster fire. In all seriousness, you escaped a toxic environment. I'd advise you stepping back from your family for a while and let them know contact will only resume when they can let this go and be civil with you again. It might be a while, but you owe yourself the peace before you owe it to them to be there. Yes, it's bad that he cheated on your mom, but do you think him being gay is the driving force here? She sounds kind of suspicious that she's acting this aggressive towards the situation while she is with someone new and supposedly happy with. Glad you got out of there. Seriously, the casual mention at the end, Dad's boyfriend, gave me whiplash. That is a huge factor. Way to bury the lead. Of all the situations to lead to cheating, the fact that Dad is actually gay does change things, at least in my mind. Poor OP. OP, it doesn't matter what your mom and stepdad think you should do. It wouldn't even matter if your dad really was a crappy person. It's your name. You've lived with it your whole life and it belongs to you. You might have gotten it from your dad, but it's yours now. Congrats on getting out, and I hope it's all upwards from here. I, male 31, met my now fiance at the clinic I work in. I'm a dentist. She works a lower paying job at the clinic. She's the sweetest, nicest, most beautiful woman I've ever met. She's smart, humble, and has a beautiful smile. It was a love at first sight for me, and I was lucky that she felt the same way about me. I introduced her to my family after 8 months of dating. She wanted to wait because she feared my family wouldn't accept her. My sister became her best friend instantly. My mom admired her personality and became friends with her mom, but my dad and brother kept their distance and made some pretty hurtful comments about how incompatible my fiance and I were, and how I should keep it moving and look for someone with a better background. They never said anything in front of her though, so I ignored them completely and tried to protect my fiance from their snide comments. But because my mom and others wanted us to visit, then we didn't have much choice. Last week we had our engagement party at the restaurant. I didn't want my dad or brother there, but my mom told me to let my dad and brother come since my fiance would notice I didn't invite them and ask questions about it. So I decided to invite them after Mom promised they remained civil and respectful. My family arrived together. My dad remained quiet and then talked with other guests, so things were going pretty well. When dinner arrived, my brother sat with us at the table, asking how much money I lost to make this dinner happen, and then how much my fiance contributed at all. My fiance and I were talking about her engagement ring, and my brother randomly started singing, "I ain't saying she a gold digger." My fiance and her mom stared at him, and he stopped. I gave him a look as a warning for him to knock it off. Then I got up from my seat to make a toast, and my brother interrupted me loudly, coughing, "Prenup," and everyone heard him and stared awkwardly. I was livid. I put my drink down and asked him to see me outside. I had an argument with him and told him to leave. He acted dumb about how he behaved, and my mom got involved. I demanded he leaves, and he did after calling me nuts, and Mom and Dad said I shouldn't have kicked him out. Dad left shortly after, which made Mom say I caused a scene and ruined my own dinner by kicking my brother out. My fiance was hurt by that, but my mom said my brother cried because I kicked him out and wants us to meet and talk. My brother is older than me. He's 37 and divorced. Not the idiot. How dare they disrespect your fiance? That is crossing the line. I believe your dad and brother must talk about their dislike for her a lot if he had the balls to embarrass you and her at your own party. He deserved to get kicked out, and you shouldn't feel bad about it at all, nor would I even worry about meeting up with them. Exactly. Brother sounds like a piece of work, and very rich for someone who's divorced to be this judgmental about the choice of partners. Sounds like the compatible wife with a better background didn't work out so well for him. OP, stand your ground on this. It is up to each partner to keep their own family in check, and that's what you did. Divorced? You don't say. Couldn't for the life of me figure out why. A real gosh darn mystery. And his mother is even worse. She pretended to like the fiancé. She pretended to have her back. She pretended she accepted her. But she sat there and let them treat her that way at her own engagement party. And now Mom is trying to guilt OP like he was the wrong one? Please don't invite them to the wedding until they have proven themselves to be worthy. Oh wait, he cried? Good. He's acting like a child and thinks crying will get him everything he wants. He wants to call your fiancé a gold digger while ignoring the fact he's acting like a spoiled, snobby little rich kid. He is jealous and doesn't want it to work out with you. He needs a lot of therapy. Is he the spoiled golden child? He has to be enabled. Your parents were way wrong too. Cut your brother off for a while. Boundaries and respect. My nearly adult female, Dad is getting married, and we are not speaking because of it. I have a younger sister, and she's upset about it too. My dad has been with his girlfriend for about 3 years, and I have no issue with her. It's not about his girlfriend. It's my dad I'm upset with. My dad did not talk to me, my sister, or my mom before proposing to his girlfriend. I told him that he needed to talk to me before asking her to marry him, to see how I, my sister, and my mom felt about it. Still, Dad asked his girlfriend anyway, and only told us on the phone after she said yes. I lost it and started crying and screaming that it wasn't fair that he didn't put us first, and that my dad had no right to ask his girlfriend to marry him without talking to us and making sure we are okay with it first. My dad got mad and snapped at me that he doesn't need our permission to be happy, and said my mom is crazy if she thinks he owes her any explanation about his life as long as he takes care of us. That upset my mom, and she took the phone and started cussing my dad out, and they got into a huge screaming match on speakerphone. When my mom hung up, she blocked my dad's number on her phone, mine, and my sister's. That was 4 months ago. Ever since, I've had my aunts, uncles, and cousins calling and texting my sister and me, telling us to grow up and get over ourselves, and we are being brats and acting immature. I told them if they support my dad and he gets married without my consent, my sister's and my mom's, that I will cut my dad and all of them out of my life for good, and it will be completely their fault. My dad had told us earlier in the year that he wanted to ask his girlfriend to marry him, and we were okay with it, but he didn't talk to us about it anymore after that one convo. So am I the idiot? You are the idiot. You don't get to call the shots on his love life, just like I'm sure he's not calling the shots on yours. And why would he owe your mom anything? They're not together. She does not need to be okay with anything in his life, aside from his obligations to his children he had with her. And honestly, if you don't have an issue with her, why can't you just be happy for your dad? Why should your dad call your mom to see if she's okay with it? They're not together, so she really has no input into him deciding to marry someone different. It would be the same if your mom was remarrying. She wouldn't have to clear it with your dad first. It sounds like your dad did mention it to you and your sister earlier, so I'm not certain why this is a sudden shock. You don't say how long your parents have been divorced. Is it possible that you and your sister were harboring a secret hope that they would one day get together again? My mom was so hopeful for 2 years that my dad would come back and we'd be a family again. So was I and my sister. Then he met his girlfriend and told my mom to go kick rocks. My mom was trying hard to prove that she won't cheat anymore and fix things. And my dad just starts dating somebody like it didn't matter. You are the idiot. Do you really think you're entitled to your father's happiness because he chose to divorce his cheating wife to be happy with someone with who he wants to spend the rest of his life? Maybe he's the one better off without you guys. As bad as that sounds, you guys making his life a nightmare because of your sense of entitlement isn't okay. Your narcissistic mother has absolutely poisoned your mind and brainwashed you into believing your father is the devil. Honestly, leave your dad alone. He deserves so much better than you and your sister. My girlfriend, 27, and I, 28 male, have two college friends, both 27 females, that are engaged. We will call them Brenda and Carrie. We all went to college together and met our freshman year. My girlfriend and I didn't get together until our second year. Brenda and Carrie got together between the third and fourth year. Throughout college, my girlfriend and I considered them good friends. After graduation, we'd occasionally see Brenda and Carrie through our own hangouts or through our shared social circles. But like the age-old tale, we got busy with our lives and saw each other less and less, save for the occasional get-together with all of our friends. No big, life happens. Brenda and Carrie got engaged some time ago, but put off planning their wedding due to global situation, and recently announced they started to plan. Now, I guess here is where I say yes, we've drifted due to life, but I did interact with them through social media. I'm a lot more active online than my girlfriend, so she definitely interacts with them less. Last week, I got a message from Brenda telling me only I would be invited to their wedding and that no, my girlfriend would not. Their reasons being the wedding will be small and only for close friends and family. I sat on the message for a few days and ended up telling Brenda that I would be very uncomfortable going without my girlfriend, as I felt that all four of us were friends and that only inviting me would be very awkward and honestly quite hurtful. I told Brenda I wanted to respect their budget and needn't accommodate a +1 for me. Still, I just didn't feel comfortable going without my girlfriend. They could give my spot to another friend. I offered for us to maybe celebrate their marriage before or after their wedding in a more intimate setting with just the four of us. Brenda said she understood and hung up. A day later, I got a pretty nasty message from Carrie accusing me of being an idiot for giving Brenda an ultimatum of either invite my girlfriend or I won't come, and that I'm putting my relationship before my friendship with them. I did no such thing. Honestly, the whole situation put such a bad taste in my mouth. Am I the idiot here? Not the idiot. You're putting your relationship before our friendship? First of all, no, duh. But also, you aren't doing that. They are putting you in a position of choosing between coming to their wedding or having a serious strain on your relationship. That's a bit too much to ask of an old college friend you're not keeping that close touch with anymore. Not the idiot. That was rude and a bit strange of them. I don't know the cost of one extra person, but from my own experience, I doubt it would have put such a dent in their finances that they could not afford to invite her. The whole situation is shady, and you did the right thing, especially since you offered an alternative. They were the idiots for trying to put you in such a situation. Not the idiot. It'd be one thing if your girlfriend was actually not part of the friend group, i.e. someone you met later that they never knew, but the four of you were actively friends. Leaving her out of it would not only sour the friendship, but also sour your romantic relationship with your girlfriend. Because let's be honest here, doing it would have hurt her feelings. I'd just go no contact with them. If they think there is some kind of competition between them and your girlfriend, it's only going to get worse in the future.